You know, viewers, I'm going to give this a bit of a test, I reckon, because this thing doesn't sound good. A little friction in that just by turning it by hand. For something so cheap and nasty off eBay, yellow wire, speed 1, speed 2 and speed 3 and your black's your common. Bloody hell, was that cheap? That won't call the CPU much at all. Nice bit of aluminium there. Nice little decoration. That's about it. But at least I got the clips out of it, because those plastic clips I fixed the Intel fan up with. It was worth it then. It made this actual thing worthwhile, so... Oh well, let's I'm never going to use that clip. Nah, I might use that connector. Let's cut them off. And run this thing off that power supply I got. See how noisy it is. Let's power it up. Not too noisy. Got a bit of power there. Well, the green's obviously low speed. Bit of a dead spot to start though. That's when the computer's on a nail load or just idling doing nothing. Blue don't do anything. On the more load. Well, it's a half decent fan, not quite as noisy as I thought, but what I did to my graphics card on my Asus PC, because typically those little compact form factor graphics cards always, especially with little OEM fans like that, the small ones, always have bad bearings. Because I did work experience at a local computer repair shop. Every little OEM pre-built PC with a graphics card like that, all their bad bearings. All you do is put is back. This one didn't have one in particular, but most decent quality fans have a rubber seal underneath the label. You pull the label off, and the rubber seal behind there. And you've got this little sleeve bearing assembly, and the grease just goes bad and goes frictiony, and that's where the rattling comes from. It makes them noisy. Sometimes I won't turn it on; I'll go stiff. So what you do, what we did, if it's just noisy but it still worked alright, we just put a drip of 3-in-1 oil in there and wiped it all off, so the sticker will stick back on, and put the rubber cap back on and let it run for a bit, and so far that fixes them up pretty much for good. Because I've done it several times in the past of other computer fans I've had. It works quite well. The 9400 GT in my Asus had that problem, as I said before, and bit of 3-in-1 oil in there fixed it, because the grease inside that was actually all gone crusty, and it was just frictioning up and the fan was rattling. So nothing 3-in-1 can't fix. So try that method first before replacing the fan, especially on little graphics cards, especially OEM one-off fan, because I didn't have a spare in particular, so I had no choice but to lubricate it, and it's still going good now. How much plays in that? A lot of actual play. Yeah, I might use that fan. Not sure what for though. Maybe put my ZVS, tip off a 12 volt DC converter, and then I'll just keep the flow back all or something on my ZVS. Interesting. Better on the LED, yeah. That'd be better, stick it on the LED. Have a little 12 volt, if you get another one of those power supplies that has a 12 volt and high coloured 32 volt outlet on it, and use it for an LED. That'd be a good idea. I'll stick it on the back of one of my VFDs, but the fan on them is actually pretty accurate, adequate. Anyway, I'll find some sort of use for it. Might see if I can do an arc in this light bulb. I'll just destroy it with a ZVS. Haven't done that in a while. Let's do some ZVS fun. Now there's a pretty well insulated these. The metal bit goes to about here, the metal part. All that of insulation of this plastic and rubber. So it should be pretty safe to use. No arc in it obviously, because it's already blown. You haven't filmed the ZVS in a long time. Well, let's do it. Heated corona, unplug safety first. Got a good grip in that plug, I quite like that design. Very easy to do one-handed. Discharged. I miss that ozone smell. It's another reason why I keep a lot of plug tops off or cords off TVs and other electronics. They're still in good nick, and although they're not sleeved, but they're still perfectly safe to use. Technically I can't use it because it's not up to date, it hasn't got the mandated sleeved pins, but my own personal use it's alright. So I do quite like the older plug top designs. It's quite nice to grab onto and unplug. I like the new ones. The more modern ones are harder to grab one-handed. This one, quite nice, I like that design. Easy to unplug safety first. As it says there, unplug it, safety first. Anyway, that's I'll see if I can get this thing insulated well enough to get an arc in there. Probably not because it's a smaller bulb, these are a lot closer together, but I'll try. Solder those two up, some wires, put a insulating bit between there and glue it up. Let's see if it works, huh? I'm not going to see much because it's a power bulb, but let's try it. Now viewers, while I'm here, I'm going to put this TV, I'm going to swap this AWA Mitsubishi that I got in my room. Because the cabinet of this TV fits perfectly in that spot where the my AWA is near my bed. And I could put my computer on top of this and not have it down where it sticks out a bit, because it's just too much of a risk of it getting broken down there, especially when I plug a USB ports in. It's too likely to get broken. I put my computer up here, the speakers and the monitor and everything will sit on top of this cabinet and they'll be all up high, and I can still use this TV in the meantime below. It's all out of the way, so the Mitsubishi could live with this TV in here. Because the cabinet and this TV will fit. This TV would fit perfect where I got my computer in my room. So I'll swap this in the same. This would find its home where the AWA Mitsubishi TV is now, because it's that much too short. It's about the same size as this cabinet. I got my computer on this side. Because of where it is so low, especially the computer case, I don't want to risk it getting broken or USB ports getting snapped off the front panel and shorting anything out. So I'll be using this TV in my room now because for convenience. It'll work out real well. The repairs on my AWA, it's starting to peel again. The veneer's starting to peel again anyway, so it can live in here till I can iron it all back on again. Just because I keep disturbing it. This is not so bad, but the iron will fix that. I might get some contact adhesive for the AWA. Put it in here with this one. Some vintage TVs can live in here. Now this one can live in my room. But a little perfect. This will fit bloody perfect in that spot, I tell you. It's the right size. If I get narky down there, I got a bread tag and hot glued it. So recycling ideas here. Be innovative in the 21st century. Oh, yeah, too close together. Look at that dense smoke. No arcs in there, unfortunately. Yeah, see, I got nothing because I'm shorting it out. Putting a dead shot on that flyback. It shouldn't affect it. It's not affecting it at all. Oh, that bloody heatsink's very adequate for this little bridge rectifier. Working very well. Oh well, yeah, I rolled it. Fail. No arc in there. Unplug safety first. Running quite happily. I'm still yet to build my ZVS using the FPGA 25N120s. It's got a fun where I put it. That's a long-term project in the making, that one. So if I can do it properly and make a real nice layout, I reckon I could use that and run it off a MIG welder. The MIG welder is 250 amps at about 50 to 60 volts max. Imagine that sort of DC power source like that running ZVS. That'd be awesome. But I'm still going to use a circuit breaker and everything to protect the ZVS as much as possible, because I don't want to just blow components up here and there. So I'll still put all the circuit breaker and everything in it to protect it. So you're going to build a ZVS, do it properly, eh? Anyway, wasn't much of an arc in there, was an arc out of there. that'll be enough for now. Thanks for watching.